So if you want to learn how to take better pictures on your smartphone, you are in the right place. Hey everyone, Delvon Digital here, and I'm here to give you 5 tips on how to take better pictures with your smartphone. Tip number 1 is be intentional. What that means is that plan your shot, know your shot, see your shot, execute your shot. Don't always just grab your camera and point and shoot. See something from a different perspective. And the best way to do that is just go ahead and take that initial first shot and then look at the picture and see what else you can do as far as changing that to give it more dynamic look for it. Normally after each shot that I take, I like to look at the photo and see what I can change and what I can do better. And that kind of falls into my next tip is make mistakes. It's okay to make mistakes, and you want to make those mistakes because when you make those mistakes taking photos, you learn from the mistakes and you get better and better and better at it. So the more photos that you take, the more mistakes that you're going to make while you're shooting on your smartphone. And a lot of these tips can apply for actual real cameras and photographers out there as well, but we're talking about smartphones today. So if you're taking your smartphone out and you want to get pictures, just take your initial first picture and then take more after that, and always try to present it in a different angle, like you're trying to tell a story. This is why I tell you that your shot should be intentional, because you should be able to tell a story. If I look at your photo, I should be able to like kind of feel something from that at that given moment of where you've been and what you did that day. And that's great when you take multiple angles and multiple shots of that, because it creates that type of storytelling. And that's a good thing I like about photography. So just pretty much remember to give a good story. While I'm doing all this talking, I didn't even think to show you guys some photos that I actually took with the Pixel 8 Pro. So let's go ahead and view those right now.
We are dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust. Search but you stay lost. We are reaching for the stars, but we're making this too hard. And I wonder where you are. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow.
Well, I hope you enjoyed those photos. All photos were taken on the Pixel 8 Pro in RAW mode and edit in Lightroom and Photoshop. So let's get back to the tips. The next tip I want to give is one of the ones that I'm going to stress it every video. Light, 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 light. Control your light. And there's always a scenario where you can actually control your light at some point, meaning that even if you're outside and you just got your smartphone out there and you're just shooting and you're shooting in auto mode and all that, that is still a sense that you can still control your light, meaning that you can move into a shaded area, or you can move into a less area where the sun is hitting, or you can swap your back to the sun and put the subject in front of the sun. And then you could go into your settings and you can change your exposure down. Every phone has an exposure slider, so you can pretty much just change the exposure down. So just control your light as much as you can to get the shot that you're looking for. Don't always let the camera make all the adjustments and all the settings, because that goes back to being attentional. Be attentional about what you want to shoot and make sure that you control it in what type of mood or atmosphere you're trying to grab the viewers at, because photography is art and we want to see your masterpiece. We want to see your painting. So just be attentional. So control that light. Now, while we're talking about exposures, just remember this tip right here. It goes for a lot of people, and I see a lot of people neglect to do this on your smartphones. Remember that you can always lock in your exposure and your focus. So once you got that focus and exposure that you perfectly want for your camera, then go ahead and hold that button down on your camera and then let it lock. And then you can take your multiple shots, as many as you want, from the angles that you want, and you don't have to worry about the exposure fluctuating. That is very important when you're shooting out there, because you don't want your exposure to be changing every time that you probably tap the focus, or every time you change your position or anything for that matter. You want to go ahead and lock that in and just control that right there, because you might find that perfect exposure that you want, but if you don't lock it in, then it's going to keep on changing and fluctuating, and you don't want that to happen. So make sure that you lock in your exposures on your shots. Hey everyone, so I just want to make it really clear right now that all this B-roll that you see, I am shooting this in about 30-degree weather, and they said it feels about like 19. I know some places get a lot colder, but it is really cold out here right now. And I put lotion on my hands, and it just, that air just cracked right back through it. So please don't judge me for my hands. I'm doing this content for you guys, and it's freezing out here, but it's the winter time, and I need to get these shots in for you guys to teach you and show you how to take better pictures. And I got more coming like this, so hopefully we can get through this winter pretty fast, which I'm pretty sure we're not gonna be able to get through it too fast, obviously, but I'm just out here making content for you. Just wanted you to know that it is freezing out here. All right, let's get back to it. Now, smartphone photography can be really fun. I see a lot of people take a lot of photos and snap them and share them online and stuff like that. But here's a tip that you might want to know. Now, when you're out here and you're taking a picture, just say of your coffee that you want to share with everybody, that you're at this crazy new coffee spot and you just want to kind of tell your story and share that with them, make sure that you take multiple photos of that. And what I mean by that, let me give you an example. I mean, you're going to take landscape, and then you're going to take portrait, okay? It's important to know that, because your storytelling can change the mood based off how much you actually have in the scene or how much you take out of the scene, how close, how far you are from the subject and everything. So that's very important. So when you're out there, take the same photo multiple times, but try landscape and then try portrait and see what type of feeling that photo gives you. And then you choose which one sets the tone and the mood for you best, because a lot of people just initially think that you're supposed to just take your phone and just take pictures like this because of social, networks and all this stuff like that, or social media apps. They pretty much do everything kind of in portrait and have people thinking that you're only supposed to take pictures this way, but theoretically you want to take them this way. But this can also be a creative choice as well. So therefore, make sure that you take multiple pictures and change the angles up. That's a very good tip that I think that everyone should know, because I see a lot of people just doing it one way and not the other way, because storytelling can go multiple ways. Hey, sorry to disrupt this video, but I want to tell you about some really cool, awesome wallpapers that I created on my own, my custom wallpaper set, the Shockwave and Soundwave set. They're pretty cool, and they also have a tablet version and a slab phone version, so you can go ahead and pick whatever one that you like. If you're using both, you can pick both. If you're using one, go ahead and pick one of those up, because anything helps the channel, and I appreciate you, and I thank you all. So let's get back to the video. And one of the other things I always want to say is, don't always trust the camera. Make sure that you know your camera limits, you know what your camera can do, and the capabilities of what you can do to control each shot, each exposure, everything about it. And you take advantage of using those tools to become a better photographer, or smartphone photographer for that matter. You will have unlimited creativity if you learn the limitations of your camera and what you can actually do. So it's very important to learn your settings and what things you can control and what things you can't control. And if you can't control those things, there's always a way to kind of control those things with attachments and with modifiers and diffusers and all kinds of different things. If you're really into that smartphone enthusiast type person and you don't have a real camera, then you can still come out on top as a smartphone photographer and take great and awesome photos. Well, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please hit that like, share, and subscribe button. And don't forget to come back and check out more videos like this on my channel. I'll be sure to bring you more hands-on videos, quick tips, and editing tips as well. Until then, I'll catch you in the next video. Peace. What that means is that plan your shot, know your shot, see your shot, execute your shot. And on top of that, now I know smartphone photography is kind of like And I really enjoy. I got 5 photography tips. I got 5 photography tips